Ah, springtime. Time for the garden to grow and for us model railwaymen to get back out doing our model railway thing. Except my model railway's in a bit of disarray. Believe it or not, there is a model railway back there somewhere. And the reason for this carnage? Well, beyond the long COVID, the brand new extension that's taken months and ruined the garden. So, happy Twitter model train show, everyone. That's what my train looks like at the moment. It's a bit sorry for itself, but to make up for it, here's a video I made last summer and forgot to put together. Enjoy. Today on the railway, I had just got to put a short video together to really extol the virtues of this, the Mehano train controller, because it's so cheap and so good, and I'd heard great reviews, and I just wanted to show what this can do. So let's have a look. I could have called this an unboxing, but mine's already out and open, but I'll show you the box anyway. It's not particularly assuming. Tells you on the back how to make stuff work if you weren't sure. There are some downsides which we'll get to, but essentially that's what I ordered off of Amazon, and it was at my front door 9 hours after I ordered it. I just the mind boggles. Same day delivery. I'll come to the price later. So that's the box. In the box we got this controller. I've taped up the leads to make it more of a wireless controller. And we then got that on the end, which came as a bit of a shock because I'm in the UK and that's not a UK plug. But for, I think it was £4, that came on Amazon and that plugs on. Job's a good one. So anyway, I've taped them up there using the green tape just to make it more like a sort of a wired handheld controller. Enough rambling from me. Let's see how it drives some trains. Eventually, the plan is to have any section of the railway controllable from any controller through a selection on a dashboard, but that's down the road. For now, my Hornby HM4000 is controlling the two main running lines, and my Mehano controller is controlling the turntable and sidings. A completely separate controller controls the turntable. So let's just see how the Hornby HM4000 controls my Hornby Class 50. Hornby working with Hornby, so it should be absolutely as good as it can be. Okay, that's pretty slow. It's not bad. I don't know if I can get it to go any slower. No. Now, as I understand it, the Hornby HM4000 is a feedback controller, but I could be wrong. Okay. So I'll just switch the sidings over, and now we're onto the Mehano controller. I can get that to go so much more slowly. Now the downside to this being I think it's a regular controller rather than a feedback controller, is the lights don't appear to come on unless I give it some more beans. I just cannot get over how smoothly and how slowly I can control that if I want to. Okay, let's do some side shots to really compare the difference. First up, the Mehano, and we'll just see how slowly we can get it to travel across the screen. So I'm just going to turn up the power ever so slightly. Probably needs a bit of a kick to get it going. There it is on the left. Focus. See if I can slow it down at all. Oh, not that much. Okay. Alright, that's fairly slow. What I'll do is I'll put it on the main line and we'll compare it to the Hornby. With the Hornby HM4000, I have the advantage of an isolator switch, so in theory it's already set to the slowest speed after some trials. So here it comes. Yes, we definitely get lights, but I'm sure that's moving a lot faster. I cannot get it to move any slower than that. If I bring it back through in the other direction again, I'll show you what happens if I try and turn down the power even slightly. You can see the light's still on, but the train has definitely stopped. It's like electrical magic. So it isn't all good news with the Mehano controller. The controlling aspect of it is amazing. And I really love how the power control can be adjusted so small and delicately and smoothly. I can't get that across to you in a video, just how smooth and controllable and the feel of that is. It's witchcraft. Downsides, one I've already spoken about is it didn't come with the UK plug, but a £4 adapter off Amazon soon sorted that. The thing I find frustrating the most is there's no direction indicator. So the first time I use it, it's always a bit of a gamble to know which way the train's going to be moving. Once you know that, it's really, really flawless after that. Guess the other downside, if I just move the camera, is what comes on the other end, which was this box. Inside the box are some electrical gubbins, and it looks like you need some spade connectors to fit into there. I've just wired in some stereo wire, bell wire, and connected it up to the rest of the layout. So it's not a straightforward plug and play job, but for the barest minimum of work, and if I can do it, I believe anyone probably can, you've just got an amazing controller. And that's before you even start thinking about the price. In the long term, I want to get a couple of Gauge Master controllers that will end up controlling the whole layout, except for the turntable. And one of the controllers I was looking at was very similar to this, a box on the end of a wire with a control, and that's called, I think, the W controller. That costs around about £40. Some retailers cheaper, Gauge Master slightly more expensive. The power of editing, hopefully, is showing a picture of it on screen now. But that doesn't include the power adapter plug thing for the wall. From Gauge Master, that's another £26. Probably cheaper elsewhere if you know what you're looking for. So the Gauge Master equivalent of this is, what's that, £65 there or thereabouts. This Mehano controller, made in Slovenia, as they proudly say on the box, which was delivered in 9 hours, that still amazes me, altogether cost £20 and 66p. I needed a UK adapter for the plug. That was £4, I think. So that's about £25 in total. That's less than half the price. Now, I would love to try out a Gauge Master W controller to see if it's as good as this, how it's different. The only significant difference I can see is it's more obvious which direction the train is going in. That's a lot of money to pay for one switch. Skipping ahead and giving you a slight reveal as to what the layout's looking like at the moment, spoilers for the next video, I have discovered one further drawback with the Mehano controller. I'm bringing into shot my Wren Brighton Bell motor car. Now, that's it moving with that HM4000. It's a big old clunky motor, but it still works. It does, you know, it does its job well. If I transfer it to the Mehano controller, and I'll bring the Mehano controller into shot for you. You see it sort of cuts out. I suspect it's because the Mehano can't put out enough voltage to make the old motor in the Wren move. That's my suspicion. So there is maybe pause for thought if you need to get a lot of voltage or amperage or some sort of electrical doodadness out of your controller. The Wren might not do it for you. I love this. It's amazing. Cannot recommend it enough. Mehano controller. Well, that's it. It was only a quick video. You've seen a train going round, and top tip and handy hint, get one of these. Till next time we meet, travel safely.